Welcome back to Passing Time with Craig. As always, I'm your host, Craig, and today I am passing time alone. That's right, it's a solo edition. I wanted to jump on and chat about a lot of things. Some big news came out this past weekend. It was the D23 Expo. And if you know me, you know I love Disney. I love movies. There's a lot of exciting things that came out of it. So I wanted to chat all about it and let you all know what happened and my thoughts on it. So if you don't know, D23 is the big Disney convention that happens in August there. I've actually been lucky enough to go to two of them in the past. A super cool experience. First time I went, it was unlike anything I'd ever done before. I'd never done a solo trip before. I was really stoked about it, and it was a blast. I woke up very early that first day to see the animation presentation. Had to be in line at like 3 a.m., which was worth it, and I got to see clips. They show you footage, never before seen trailers, all kinds of stuff that won't be released till much later. Sometimes they announce cast. There was a few people they announced as cast for The Good Dinosaur, for example. They were then later cut and replaced. So you never know what's going to happen, but it's super fun. And that first year I went was actually the year that Frozen was coming out, the very first Frozen. And the animation presentation ended with Idina Menzel singing Let It Go live for the first time to a crowd of people. There was thousands of us in this auditorium. No idea that this was going to be a mega hit and a game changer. So it was really cool. And I honestly did not know who Idina Menzel was before that. And now I do. So it's super cool. There's all these live presentations, celebrities. If you've ever been to a comic expo or a comic convention, fan convention, pop culture things, you know what they're like. Lots of shopping around, markets, hints of what's coming ahead of time. But this one focuses on Disney. And of course, Disney has expanded over the years. So let's start off right into it with one of the ones that people get most excited about. Really what draws people in as well is Marvel. So 2 weeks before this was the San Diego Comic-Con, where it was revealed Robert Downey Jr. is returning to the MCU, this time as Doctor Doom. Avengers 5 and 6. 6 is still being kept Secret Wars. Number 5 is now called Doomsday. Russo brothers, who directed Infinity War and Endgame, as well as 2 Captain America movies, are back. Big gets. This is what they kind of needed, Marvel. Get them right on track. We'll see how this goes. I am excited about it. I know there's no pleasing some of these fans. The fans who wanted Robert Downey Jr. back, and now he's coming back, and now they're all pissed off about it. Wait to see what happens. I think it's going to be good. The only interesting, or not the only interesting thing, what's interesting, though, is apparently Russo brothers are getting paid $80 million for these films, and Robert Downey Jr. is also getting paid a huge buttload of money for these final two, or for these 2 Avenger films. We're going to see what happens with it. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. Now, for things that were revealed, or new things that were brought up for Marvel at the D23 Expo, we had new footage of Agatha all along, and Catherine Hahn, who plays Agatha, performed along with her other Coven members. They all came and performed Down the Witch's Road. So there's musicals, there's songs in Agatha all along. I have no idea what it's going to be like. I have really high expectations, and I think they're going to meet it. I'm excited for Agatha all along. She was such a standout in WandaVision, which was hard because WandaVision is one of my absolute favorite Marvel shows they've ever done, if not my favorite. So I think it's going to be really good. Really excited. Otherwise, nothing too new to know about that. They're going to keep that quite wrapped up, especially because it's going to be such a unique, mysterious story. We found out some information about some animated shows. So Marvel Zombies, there was a What If episode about that. They're coming out with 4 episodes, just a 4-episode miniseries about Marvel Zombies. Going to be rated TV mature, so that's exciting. Could be really good. I don't know. It also says it's not arriving for a while. Like, I don't even see this happening until probably 2026 at this point. We also saw Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is an animated Spider-Man show when he first gets bit and his, time in school. Kind of a prequel to the Tom Holland movies, but doesn't sound like it's directly that, because Doctor Strange apparently was seen in a clip and a spider falls out from there. And Coleman Domingo, he was going to be voicing Norman Osborn, who in this version will be Peter's man in the chair. So unique, obviously multiverse, something different going on, but we'll be excited about that. X-Men 97 is also returning. No surprise there. We already knew that they had scheduled 2 seasons. And then Eyes of Wakanda, an animated series, 4 episodes long as well. Kind of dive into the history of Wakanda and brought it to where they are today. So I think that will be really fun. Anytime I can go back to Wakanda and Black Panther world, I really enjoy it. So stoked for that. We're getting a 3rd and final season of What If, but again, that's nothing new. Pretty much reiterated the same thing, what characters will be in it. We are getting an Ironheart show sometime in 2025. Got a little bit more information. They showed some sneak peeks, but at this point, there's nothing new to report. So I'm excited to see more of her and her character. Yeah, they got a great cast as well, which should be really fun. And then, let's see, what else did they talk about? Well, they did show a quick glimpse of Fantastic Four First Steps. The cast is in London filming that, so they were sent a video message, and you could see some of their costumes in it. And of course, Daredevil Born Again, more footage of that. Trailer has not been released to the public, but it sounds like they went through the rewrites, they had some time to breathe and figured out they've got all these characters who weren't originally signed up returning for the series, which is going to be great. There's rumors of Kingpin and Daredevil team up against a greater foe, and White Tiger will appear in comic accurate costume, but we don't know who is performing them yet. I'm going to guess voiceover, and they're going to try and get somebody big who will then maybe reveal at the final shot and can be in the future stuff. Kind of lackluster, nothing new and exciting to report about Marvel, but that's fair. There's so much other things to discuss, so I think we should go right into animated films. Like I said, I got to see this presentation in my past. I saw it twice, saw a bunch of celebs show up for it. I was there for the announcements of Moana, so I saw The Rock, Finding Dory, Ellen DeGeneres was there. For the first one, it was Frozen, so Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, and Inside Out. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's such a great presentation. So here's what we learned for animated. So Moana 2, that's the big news coming out this November. What's interesting about this is it was originally supposed to be a Disney Plus series. It was going to be all these different episodes. And as they were making it, they realized, and I think Bob Iger was like, hey, we can make this a movie. Let's connect it more. So that comes out this November. Apparently it's going to be great. Original cast is returning. She's now got a little sister. They want to travel around a bit more, but they're seeing some shady stuff. I don't know. I won't lie to you. My biggest problem with Moana, the first movie, was that it just seemed like a super, like Mario or like a video game. They were kind of connected, but they were just disconnected because we just had these different villains each little time. And so, judging by the fact that this is supposed to be a TV show now turning into a movie, I think it's going to be the same way. I really like Moana as a character. It looks amazing, beautiful. Maui, it's just The Rock, and let's face it, I'm over The Rock. I think we overuse him. So yeah, that's my views on Moana 2. Will I see it? Probably. Will it make tons of money? I have no doubt in my mind. And if you want to make tons of money, you make more sequels, which is what was announced with Incredibles 3. I think the smart move for Incredibles 3, let's face it, superheroes are great. It'll be fun. It'll look amazing. I love that like retro, futuristic retro look they have to it. But I'm hoping Incredibles 3 kind of focuses more on Frozone, or really makes him a leading character in this one. I think that is the key to that. Or have our kids older now and more teenagers or becoming adults and dealing with that situation. We also found out confirmed Toy Story 5 coming in 2026, with the only hint is it's toys versus tech, which makes sense. They showed a little screen art where it was what looks like Bonnie underneath a sheet on her iPad and the toys looking on in shock. So we'll see what happens there. Forky was in that image. Woody's there. Toy Story 4 ended with Woody saying peace out and going with Bo Peep. I think they need to do something because we've made such a point of having to be with kids and Woody and Buzz relationship, and then he left all of them. I don't know. I'm not fully satisfied with the Toy Story 4 ending, so I'm okay with Toy Story 5 if we can rectify that. Because Toy Story 3 ending was the best ending of a film, especially a series that you could ever get. We're also getting Zootopia 2 next year, which Zootopia was fun. You know, really focuses on different race and religions. I don't know if they're going to continue with that with Zootopia 2, but could be lots of fun. And Frozen 3 and 4. The fact they announced 2 additional Frozen movies shocks me because we knew it would probably happen, but the fact that they announced it back-to-back, yeah, we'll see what happens there. Gonna make tons of money. Probably. And of course, Pixar also announced some series. They've got their first full-length series, Win or Lose, coming in on Disney Plus in December. And then sometime next year, they're making Dream Productions, which, if you've seen Inside Out, you know that that is when you go to Dream, they make these movies and TV shows. So it's all about those folks, which is going to be lots of fun and very interesting. But yeah, that's down the line. We got actually 2 original Pixar movies. Elio, which is coming June 2025. They had a lot of rewrites with this. This is supposed to come earlier, I believe, because they showed the trailer quite a while ago. I think it was originally set for this November, and then they made Moana 2 come out there. So basically, it's about a little boy who accidentally becomes Earth's ambassador to the alien comedy verse and has to decide, who are going to decide if Earth should exist anymore. I think it could be a lot of fun. We'll see. Some of the Pixar films that haven't been as big, I think, are just as enjoyable. Not including the Cars sequels or The Good Dinosaurs. Those are awful. But you got America Ferrera is going to play Elio's mom. Zoe Saldana is coming in as his aunt. And Jamila Jamil from The Good Place is Ambassador Cuesta. Good cast. Should be fun. And then in 2026, they've got Hopper, which is about a little girl who goes into a robotic beaver brain to know more about animals. Could be fun. Could be cute. And the cast they announced include John Hamm and Bobby Moynihan. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't the most exciting for animated, but there's a reason for that, and we're going to save it for the end, why I think this was kind of lackluster. But we went into our live action films, so we finally saw a full trailer and poster for Snow White, the live action adaptation of the animated film from 1937, which is Disney's first full-length animated film and the first full-length animated film to ever exist. Gal Gadot playing the evil queen, and Rachel Zegler as the title character, Snow White. So we see our 7 dwarfs in it. They're CGI. A lot of the world looks CGI. It's an interesting situation. You know, they're trying to not make fun of actual dwarfs, but to then use just CGI and make them cartoony when they are. I don't know. It's a touchy situation. We'll see how they look. They kind of look weird. That first photo we saw a couple months ago of them, they look realistic enough, actually. I will say that compared to what other things we've CGI'd in the world. But I don't know. I'll go see it. The live action adaptations have not been my favorite. I will say Beauty and the Beast, I think, did it right because they also added in plot holes or fixed some plot holes from the animated film. Aladdin had some cool shots, kind of boring. And then, of course, The Lion King, I think, is one of the worst because, A, it's not live action, but apparently they kind of refer to it as hyper-realistic or whatever. But they had no emotions with the animals. You couldn't tell. Like, it wasn't... When Mufasa dies, spoiler alert, when Mufasa dies in the anime Lion King, Simba's crying and sad and it's heartbreaking. You don't get that same emotion from this animated lion. And you don't want to actually use real animals because that's just cruel. We don't need to do this and make them cry. Like, that doesn't work. So the fact that we got Mufasa, the Lion King prequel series coming this December, we saw the trailer, but those are my noises to really basically sum up how I feel about this because... I don't think it's needed. What's interesting, it is a prequel series, yet they got all the original voice because that will help draw people in. Well, you can't have a movie without Beyonce. So they've got all of them. I don't know how much they're actually going to be featured in this movie. We know Rafiki's telling the story based off of the trailer of the story of Mufasa. And Scar, who is known as Taka. In the trailer, we find out that Mufasa is not royalty and not part of this family, but him and Taka become... like brothers, and something's going to happen that he becomes Scar and evil and Mufasa becomes the king. So it could be a very interesting story. I just don't think this look really works for it unless they made them more emotional. We will find out. Barry Jenkins is behind directing this film. And yeah, you just have these old characters shoehorned in, like Billy Eichner and Seth Rogen are returning as Timon and Pumbaa. I don't know. If I see this one, it'll probably be on Disney Plus. Unless I hear great reviews from friends as they go and see it. Other live-action movies, speaking of which, we got Lilo and Stitch's first look at the live-action Stitch, which is CGI, as always. It looks exactly like Stitch. It was just cutting through the announcement of the poster. So really, we don't know what it's going to look like on the beach of Hawaii alongside a live-action Lilo. and we haven't seen anything about Jumba or Pleakley, who are other aliens who are after Stitch. So we're going to see what happens there. But interesting to note, that is going to be released only in theaters next year, which originally it was much discussion of it on being on Disney Plus. But I guess they have faith in it, or they just had some open spot that they're like, yeah, why not? Continuing on, we had another reveal. Avatar's third movie will be called Fire and Ash, coming out next December 2025. I don't care for Avatar. I'm saying it. I really don't care. I didn't even see the second one because the first movie looks good, but really boring story. And then we have Tron Ares, another movie that's shocking, kind of. The previous two films have not done well at the box office. The original came out in the 80s, and then we had one, 10 years ago now, I think. So Tron Ares, Jeff Bridges returns, also going to star Greta Lee, Evan Peters, and Jared Leto. Jared Leto, another person I don't really care for. But it sounds like Jared Leto's character is an AI that is sent to the real world. So this could be actually very interesting if we've got the reverse things. I'm excited to see what happens, but again, the Tron movies aren't for everybody. I'm honestly shocked that they're making a third film. We'll see how this one goes. One of the live-action movies that got the most excitement, most cheer, people are talking about Freakier Friday, the sequel to Freaky Friday starring Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. That is going to be super fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Sounds like Lindsay is getting married again. She already has a daughter, and she's got a teenage daughter, stepdaughter coming in. Sounds like the teens are going to switch with both Lindsay and Jamie and vice versa. Chad Michael Murray is returning, so I don't know if he is her first husband, but Manny Jacinto is tapped to play her new husband. Manny Jacinto, also from The Good Place. Good Place, rocking it at this year's D23 Expo. The other live action movie update is just about The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out May 2026. Nothing really new there. It's exactly what we think. Which kind of leads us into Star Wars, which are really the only other things about TV that we want to chat about there. Skeleton Key, they released the first trailer. It looks like The Goonies meet Star Wars. It looks very family-friendly, kid-oriented, which could be a lot of fun, but may not be the biggest fan love that other series do, which is fair because some of the other Star Wars series have not been the best. So we'll see how this one goes. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Jude Law's in it. He's a great actor. And I think if they really focus on this Goonies or, Hook, E.T., kind of going throwback 80s kids teen movies, I think it'd be a lot of fun. We're also getting Andor Season 2, 12 episodes, which will take place 3 years leading up to Rogue One. So they're going to kind of time jump, I think, every 4 episodes is like a year. So that would be really fun. And they got some returning characters from Rogue One that are going to be in it. Andor really surprised me that first season. I think Andor Season 2 is going to be hopefully really well done. They've got strong cast, strong characters. But yeah, I have faith in that one. And then the other TV news for a big series, we got Percy Jackson Season 2. I have not watched Season 1. I understand it is more kid-focused. But the books I heard are fantastic. I love Greek mythology. I'm quite interested into it. I got some time coming up here. I might just binge that first season. There's also some great adult actors that play some of the great gods. Jason Mantzoukas, Megan Mullally. Really excited about it, and I heard it's fantastic. I did watch the original movie that was crap, but that came out forever ago. If you got kids, check it out. I think it'd be fun. I'm into it. There was a few other quick TV notes. Stuff about Simpsons getting some Disney Plus exclusive episodes, including a 2-part Christmas episode and 4 other episodes that will be happening. I will tell you that the shorts that they release all the time on Disney Plus featuring the Simpson characters, usually interacting with other Disney characters, aren't the best. But I haven't felt great about Simpsons in a couple decades, up till like season 13. After that, it's just not what it used to be. All right, so that was what happened in TV and movies, focusing on Marvel, live action, animated, Star Wars. Again, some of you might be like, again, pretty lackluster. Here we go, though, the theme park news. This year, they delivered the theme park news. So if you've never been to Disney Park, what the hell's wrong with you? I love Disney. I could go all the time. I wish I could. If you don't know, I actually worked down at Disney World at Epcot and Canadian Pavilion for a year. So I got to spend a whole year doing Disney World, which was fantastic. Also, Universal Studios, love it. I love theme parks, a lot of fun. This time, they announced a bunch of cool stuff. We're going to just quickly go over it. because some of you don't care and some of you are going to want to just Google more and learn more. They really listen to the fans and are delivering. One of the biggest news, Disney World is finally getting a Villains Land. People have been hammering for this for years. We love the villains. They're popular meet and greets. They always do Halloween stuff. The fact that they're getting a land is very exciting. What's also noteworthy, normally when they announce these lands, they normally tell you what the attractions are. They showed some concept art, but they did not reveal anything other than there will be 2 attractions. There looks like there's a roller coaster, but they're keeping things top secret, which is great because too many times Disney announces things, we get excited about it, and then it never, ever happens. So as long as they're just focusing on this Villain Land, it's going to be great. It's a huge expansion at Disney World. They're also coming in with a Cars Land there that will be different than the one at California Adventure. Radiator Springs in California Adventure, really cool, looks awesome. Kids love it. It's not my favorite area. I don't know. There's not much for me to do there, but it looked visually amazing. It's fantastic. Hands down, great. Over at California Adventure, they are doubling the size of the Avengers campus and adding 2 new rides in, which is going to be fantastic. One of them involves King Thanos, so a multiverse where he succeeded, and what that looks like in the Avengers teaming up to defeat him. No word on who is returning for that, but it should be a lot of fun. And then Avatar Land is coming to Disneyland as well. They had this big expansion they announced, and so now we know we're getting more Avengers Land and Avatar Land. California Adventure, I was there back in September, California Adventure in Disneyland. We got through everything I needed to in 3 days, so adding in some more space, given that maybe a 4th day, I think is definitely worth it. If you don't have the time to do Disney World, I definitely recommend going to Disneyland if you can only make 2 or 3 days work. Now, going back to Disney World, so we got Villains Land and Cars Land going to Frontierland. We also have Hollywood Studios is creating a Monsters Inc. land. Makes sense. They've already got the Toy Story land there. So now we're going to Monsters Inc. And they are going to have their first suspended roller coaster, which will be based off of the doors in that Monsters Inc. scene where they're chasing Randall around as he's trying to get Boo. This is fantastic. This is something we've all been saying for years. Why isn't that a coaster? It makes sense. You literally have it there. It's so funny when they do that. It's the same with the Villains Land. Everyone's expecting the roller coaster to be involving Yzma and Kronk because there is a roller coaster when she goes to her secret laboratory. Makes perfect sense. Now, there's all these IPs. Sometimes some of these adults are like, why are you doing this? Why waste time on Monsters Inc.? Disney's still very much focused on families and kids. And those are the kids, those are the people that will love this and I will go to the Monsters Inc. land. I won't spend as much time as, say, drinking around the world or going Tower of Terror, go to Star Wars Land, but I will still go to Monsters Inc. Land and ride this ride. We also have Animal Kingdom is getting Indiana Jones ride. No surprise there. Dinosaur, I love that ride, but it is going extinct, pun intended, and being replaced with Indiana Jones. Now, it's a known fact for Disney nerds like myself. Some of you may not know this, but if you've been to Disneyland and ridden the Indiana Jones ride, that track layout is the exact same as Dinosaur. So, easy enough, replace that. Same vehicles. However, they have told that this is unlike any other Indiana Jones ride, different story, going to take place in a Mayan temple, which goes with this new theming land. Dinosaur land is going bye-bye, again, going extinct. And we're getting an Encanto ride, which will be super fun. Encanto's a great movie. So we're just doing this whole new tropical thing there, but we're taking away a big part of Animal Kingdom, which was dinosaurs. They're also going to have a Zootopia show at Discovery Island, and California Adventure, forgot to mention, getting a Coco ride, the first Coco ride. So if you like Disney, I hope you like this episode. If you're excited about these theme parks adaptations, are you excited for all the new movies and TV shows? Do you think the D23 Expo, if you followed along all weekend, do you think this was worth it? Would you go to attend an event like this? Do you think it was not exciting enough? Do you think it shouldn't be so close to San Diego Comic-Con, who steals their thunder? Because obviously that's a big one for us. I know, let me know your thoughts. Send me a message at PTWCraig, Passing Time with Craig on Facebook and Instagram. Email me, passingtimewithcraig@gmail.com. It's been super fun. I appreciate you all for listening and spending time with me. I've got some great shows, some great guests coming up. If you are interested in being a guest, again, send me a message, passingtimewithcraig@gmail.com, and we'll chat soon. Bye.